Ever felt like you've made a mistake so big there's no coming back? Like you've broken something precious and it can never be fixed? Today we're diving into a powerful story from thousands of years ago. A story about a woman who felt just that. It's a story about broken promises, public shame, and a love so radical it changes everything. This isn't just an old tale. It's a story that speaks directly to the broken places in all of our hearts. The story unfolds in a sun-baked land, in the northern kingdom of Israel. Our main character is a woman named Gomer. We don't know much about her early life, but we know her story takes a dramatic turn when a man named Hosea, a prophet, a man who spoke for God, is told to do something completely bizarre. He is commanded to marry her. Why was this so strange? Because Gomer had a reputation. The story describes her as a woman of unfaithfulness. In that culture, this was a deeply serious label, one that would bring immense shame and isolation. Imagine the whispers, the stares from the neighbors. Hosea, the holy man, marrying her. It made no sense, yet he did it. He took Gomer as his wife, and for a time perhaps things were normal. They started a family, having 3 children together. Their names, however, were not ordinary. Their first son was named Jezreel, a name that recalled a place of bloodshed and judgment. Their daughter was called Lo Ruhama, which means not loved or no mercy. And their second son was named Lo Ami, meaning not my people. These weren't names of hope. They were living, breathing symbols of a relationship that was fracturing, not just between Hosea and Gomer, but between God and the nation of Israel. And then, the unthinkable happened. Gomer left. She walked away from her husband and her children. The story tells us she returned to her old life, chasing after other lovers. She chased after the promise of grain, wine, wool, and oil, the things she thought would bring her security and happiness. She believed these other lovers were her providers, forgetting the one who had first given her a home, a family, and a name. Can you imagine the pain Hosea must have felt? It was a deep personal betrayal. Every day was a reminder of her absence. Every look at his children with their prophetic, painful names was a fresh wound. His home, once filled with the potential for love, now echoed with emptiness and the sting of rejection. This wasn't just a private family drama, it was a public spectacle. Everyone knew. Hosea, the man of God, had been abandoned by his unfaithful wife. The shame was immense. This is where the story could have ended. By the laws and customs of the time, Hosea had every right to cast her off completely, to publicly disgrace her, and be done with it forever. No one would have blamed him. In fact, they would have expected it. But that's not what happened, because this story isn't just about Hosea and Gomer. It's a living parable. Hosea's heartbreak was a reflection of God's own heartbreak over his people, Israel, who had repeatedly turned away from him to chase after other gods, other sources of security and meaning. Just as Gomer chased after lovers who she thought would provide for her, the people of Israel were worshiping idols, believing these false gods were the source of their prosperity. They had forgotten the God who had rescued them, guided them, and provided for them all along. God, speaking through Hosea, says, "She said, I will go after my lovers, who give me my food and my water, my wool and my linen, my oil and my drink." She has not acknowledged that I was the one who gave her the grain, the new wine and oil. It's a cry of profound sadness from a loving heart that has been forsaken. Now, we get to the most shocking part of the story. After all this pain, after all the betrayal, God gives Hosea another command, one even more scandalous than the first. He says, "Go, show your love to your wife again. Though she is loved by another and is an adulteress, love her as the Lord loves the Israelites." Think about that. Go, find her, and love her again. Hosea obeys. He goes to find Gomer. By this point, her life has spiraled. The lovers she chased had abandoned her. She had fallen so far that she was now for sale in the slave market, treated as property, her worth reduced to a price tag. She was destitute, shamed, and utterly alone. She had hit rock bottom, and there, in her darkest moment, her husband appears. But he doesn't come with words of condemnation. He doesn't come to lecture her or say, "I told you so." He comes with his wallet open. The Bible says Hosea bought her back. He paid the price, 15 shekels of silver and about a homer and a lethek of barley. He paid the redemption price to free her from her bondage. He literally bought back the woman who had broken his heart. He takes her home and says to her, "You are to live with me for many days. You must not be a prostitute or be intimate with any man, and I will live with you." This wasn't just a rescue, it was the beginning of a restoration. It was a slow, patient process of healing. He didn't demand instant perfection. He set boundaries and created a space for their relationship to be rebuilt, founded not on her past failures, but on his unwavering, redeeming love. This incredible act was a powerful, living demonstration of God's love for his people. He was showing them, through Hosea's actions, that even though they had been unfaithful, even though they had chased after worthless things and found themselves enslaved, he had not given up on them. He was willing to pay the price to buy them back. He was promising to heal their waywardness and love them freely. His love wasn't based on their ability to be faithful. It was based on his character, which is eternally faithful. So what does this ancient story of a broken marriage have to say to us today? Everything. How many of us have felt like Gomer? We've made vows, to God, to others, to ourselves, and we've broken them. We've chased after things we thought would make us happy, secure, or fulfilled, only to find ourselves empty and lost. Maybe it wasn't other lovers, but maybe it was a career, or money, or approval from others, or just the constant chase for more. We've all had moments where we've ended up far from where we started, feeling ashamed and believing we're too far gone to be forgiven. This story tells us that no one is too far gone. It shows us a picture of God who doesn't wait for us to clean ourselves up before he'll take us back. He meets us right where we are, in our mess, at our personal slave market of shame and regret. And he doesn't just offer a helping hand, he pays the price to set us free. For Christians, this story is a beautiful foreshadowing of Jesus. The price Hosea paid with silver and barley points to the ultimate price Jesus paid on the cross to redeem all of humanity. Hosea's story is a radical reminder that God's love is not a reaction to our goodness. It's an action that flows from his goodness. It's a pursuing, redeeming, and restoring love. It's a love that buys us back when we have nothing to offer. It's a love that looks at our brokenness and says, "I will heal you. I will love you freely." So if you're carrying the weight of a past mistake, feeling like you've betrayed your vows in some way, remember Gomer. And more importantly, remember Hosea and the God whose relentless love he represented. Your story doesn't have to end in the slave market of shame. There is a path back home, paved with a love that is greater than any mistake, a forgiveness that is more powerful than any failure. Thank you so much for joining me for this story today. If it resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoy content that dives deep into these powerful narratives, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel. It helps us share these messages of hope with more people. Until next time, take care.